This video guides you through the process of completing a simple UT2 unit with tracks in the Compass portal. How to complete a UT2 gas unit example. File a separate UT2 for each Railroad Commission lease number on each university lease. If an operator is involved in a multi-tract unit and only has interest in a few tracts, the operator does not have to report zero on tracts in which they do not have an interest. Step 1. From the landing page, navigate to the Enter UT1 and UT2 page by clicking the button, or use the navigation button on the left-hand side, select Reporting, enter UT1 and UT2. Step 2. Highlight the production period for the row where the product type is gas. Step 3. Highlight the property record for the reporting lease. Note a unitized lease has a unit number. Step 4. Highlight the 8/8 production field to enter a value. You can enter the required data into the editable fields in any order. Note that on all grids, the editable fields where data is entered are identifiable as the dark blue fields. The light blue fields are pre-populated and read-only. Highlight with your cursor or use the tab key to move to the next editable field, the Your Volume Share field, to enter a value. For gas products, your volume share should equal the 8/8 production field. Highlight with your cursor the next editable field, 8/8 notes. For gas products, a note is only required if there is a discrepancy between the value entered in the Your Volume Share field and the 8/8 production field. Step 7. Pressure base is a read-only field which defaults to a value of 14.65. Step 8. Enter a BTU factor. The value must be between 0.1 and 1.9999. It is not necessary to enter the trailing zeros if the value does not have 4 decimals. Step 9. Enter a value in the next editable field, market value. Step 10. For a unitized property, the royalty percentage is not displayed, and the royalty due university field is not editable. It is automatically calculated as the sum of the royalty due university for each tract plus any unit level dispositions. Step 11. Make sure the lease is highlighted in the property grid, then navigate to the disposition grid by clicking on the Disposition tab. Step 12. To add a disposition, either click on the light gray bar at the bottom of the grid, or right-click anywhere on the gray bar and select Add Row. Step 13. Select the disposition type from the drop-down menu. Step 14. Enter values in the remaining disposition fields: volume, market value, and royalty due university. For gas, the summation of the market value and royalty due university for all dispositions in the disposition grid should equal the amounts in the selected property grid record. Step 15. After entering a value in the last field, press the Enter key to move the row of data from the gray bar into the body of the grid. To add additional dispositions, repeat Step 12. Step 16. Navigate to the tract grid by clicking on the Tract tab. Note that the tracts are pre-populated. Step 17. Highlight the cursor towards the market value field of the first tract row to enter a value. This is the value for which the production volumes were sold applicable to this tract. This value should be in proportion to the property level market value allocated to the tract according to the tract participation factor. Step 18. Enter a royalty due university on the first tract row. This value must equal the market value of the tract multiplied by the tract royalty percentage. Step 19. Repeat steps 17 and 18 for each tract. Step 20. Navigate to the Purchaser grid by clicking on the Purchaser tab. Step 21. To add a purchaser, either click on the light gray field in the gray bar at the bottom of the grid, or right-click on the gray bar and select Add Row from the drop-down. Step 22. Click the light gray bar under the Purchaser field heading to select from the counterparties in the drop-down. To select a counterparty that does not readily appear on the drop-down, type the name of the counterparty and the results in the drop-down will filter accordingly. Repeat to select a pair, and indicate if the two counterparties are affiliated by checking or unchecking the box in the affiliated field. To add additional purchasers, repeat step 21. Step 23. Save the entries made in the grids by either pressing the Save Toolbar button towards the top of the screen, or right-click over row of data in any grid and select Save from the drop-down. Upon saving, the property level royalty due university is calculated by the system and displayed. Step 24. Validate the record by pressing the Validate Toolbar button. Step 25. If the record returns a status of error, navigate through the grids to identify the errors by hovering over the error or warning icons. Any errors will prevent the record from validating and sending. Once you have made the changes, save and validate again. Step 26. When the validation process completes with no errors, click on the checkbox field to the left of the property report to send. If the box is checked, an X appears in the field indicating the record is selected to send. Step 27. Click on the Send button in the toolbar to send the property reports with the checked boxes that have been validated in the property grid. Upon sending, your header will be deselected, and to confirm the send, you can reselect the header and view the status of the property report in the property grid. This concludes the How to Complete a UT2 gas unit example. Should you require additional assistance, please contact your University Lands Analyst.